What up, everybody? It's April Dawn. I'm here to talk to you about Queen Sugar Season 2, Episode 7. All right, y'all. I'm here today. My nephew is here. Look at him. Look. Say hey, Julian. Say hey. Y'all, Julian likes to be in the mix. I don't know how long we're going to make it on this video, okay? Because he probably going to start screaming and hollering at some point, okay? See, look at him. Look. Look at you. Look at you. Already causing problems. All right, so I want to talk about this episode. It was really, really good. It was really emotional, okay? So I'm just going to do a review. I'm not going to go blow by blow because we all watched the show. We know what happened. But I'm also getting ready, so, you know, I'm just a regular person, y'all. I'm not a makeup artist, so, you know, that's my disclaimer, okay? So don't judge me. Okay, so anyway, it was a really good show. It was emotional. This is probably like my favorite Queen Sugar episode because it really touched on like their childhoods and, you know, how they may have been raised in a relationship with each one of them, you know, in relation to their father, because we don't really know Ernest as a person. We just know like his legacy, you know, and how revered he is in the community, but we didn't really know anything about him. And you know what he did with his kids, or how he treated his kids, or how his relationship was with the 3 different kids. So we got a lot of that information in this episode, and it was really interesting the dynamic that all 3 of them had, that the 3 different children had with their father. Okay, so excuse me, I'm not looking at the camera. I'm looking at him and looking in the mirror, trying to do my makeup at the one time. I don't know how y'all do this. Okay, like. Shout out to the mamas, because look, I'm about to have a heart attack just about to take a shower. Like, is he gonna be all right, Jesus? But anyway, so the most interesting one to me was Nova. Nova is a pretty transparent person. If you look at her, she seems mysterious, but if you look at her life and her circumstances, it's like everything. Her relationship with her father is the way she is, why she doesn't really make commitments to people, why she you know, why she does not have a family, you know, why she doesn't want to have kids or anything like this or whatever. But I think she does want those things, but, you know, she wanted to be able to live her life and her father to accept her. And because it wasn't on necessarily his timetable that, you know, he never really, I don't want to say respected her, or she just wasn't the daughter that he thought that she was going to be. Okay? Take that out. No, don't do that. Give me that thing. No. See. And so, yeah, so we have, so that was interesting, the dynamic with those 2, Nova and Ernest. And then Ralph Angel. Ralph Angel's the baby of the family. I mean, and as most babies are, he acts like a freaking baby. Like, I understand to a certain extent where he was coming from. And I do feel like sometimes they do treat him like he just makes mistakes like a child. But I also feel like, you know, before we went to the end of at the end of last season, we said, you know, they said it was going to be 6 months for Charlie to get that meal up and running. So in that 6 months, wait. In that 6 months, she has, you know, that's the 6 months that Ralph Angel has been trying to do what he's supposed to do, right? The taking care of Blue and handling his business. But prior to that, they was lifting, you know, he was in that mess with the stuff, and he would have went to jail then if Vi wouldn't have saved him. A couple of weeks ago, he would have went to jail if Charlie wouldn't save him. So, and then when Charlie comes to him the right way and said, okay, do you think you can do this? Do you have a plan? He's saying, I don't know. I'm just going to do what I need to do. Like, that's cute or whatever, but she's trying to ask you what you're going to do. If you was really trying to be an independent person and not rely on her for nothing and, you know, get your stuff together, like, it seemed like he should have a better plan. Like, he should have a better plan, okay? And if you think about it, Charlie and Ralph Angel, y'all really thought about this. They really have a lot in common. Okay, he good. Because if you think about it, Charlie's character throughout these whole 2 seasons, nobody don't have no problem telling Charlie off, calling her a bougie bitch, you know, all of that stuff, telling her whatever they want to say about her and how they feel about what she doing. Same thing with Ralph Angel. He feels like people don't treat him like he's an adult. They always bringing up his past mistakes and so forth and so on. So, my God, Jesus. Okay, so So, you know, I like the fact that she came to him like in a respectful way and was like, okay, well, you know, let me know what you're trying to do. So he still didn't have no plan. So I don't know. I feel like Ralph Angel can do it, but I just feel like he needs help, and he's trying too hard to be hard, and it's just not gonna work out. Like, he don't have the means. Like she said, that was a true statement. She wasn't lying. He don't have the means at this time, you know, to run that farm by himself. You know, he got too many issues with the law and all of that stuff, you know, and they could just take that farm from him. The farm is going to be vulnerable, you know. So it was also interesting to me how we found out a little bit about Vi and, you know, her owning the property or having a piece of the property. And, you know, Ernest kind of like not cheating her out of it, but he kind of cheated her out of it, okay? I mean, he didn't give her what it was worth to purchase it, but how she got with someone who was, you know, she got with a guy, and, you know, he wasn't no good. And Ernest, I'm goodness, y'all, I'm talking and I forgot to do half the makeup, child. So anywho, and got with the guy, and Ernest didn't like him. You know, obviously the guy turned out to be a drunk and a woman beater. So, you know, she didn't talk to Ernest for years and years and years, you know. I just be feeling like, come on, sometimes, I love Auntie Vi, but like, damn, Vi, couldn't you have told us this? Like, you know, why do we have to go through all of this for you to finally just go ahead and tell us? But, you know, if you think about real life, it happened like that the same way. So, yeah, my thing is, you know how, you know, basically she didn't care about losing the land because she got her brother back eventually, and he apologized for everything that he did, you know, during that time, and, you know, the fallout between them or whatever. So they ended up working it out. So that was pretty interesting. So I just think they highlighted that point to just let us know that even if they fall out, child, and, you know, they don't talk, or, you know, they not agreeing eye to eye or seeing eye to eye at this point, that at some point, you know, they can work it out. They brothers and sisters, you know, they brother and sister, they family. You can't never get rid of your family, child. No matter how hard you try, honey, you will never be rid of your family. So this little boy is a mess, y'all. He's a hot mess. So, and when he ready to get down, he gonna scream again. So, anywho. Anyway, so, and then now let's go to Charlie's relationship. Now, I love the conversation that Charlie and Vi had about her not having a room when she came to the house, and how Vi really made her feel at home, you know, made her feel just like any of Ernest's other children, you know, she didn't feel ostracized or whatever. If you think about Charlie's personality, if you think about how she is controlling, she's calculating. But if you are outside kid and you coming into a situation where this is already a family, okay, and you in the middle, and it's another kid that's that comes later, you know, you have to be calculating, because you don't want to be seen as a bad person, or you want to make friends with your brother and sister, but, you know, you don't want to, like, it's weird. You the outside kid. You know, the daddy cheated. You know what I'm saying? And went back. So, I mean, you know, that kind of stuff is serious. So, get down. No. I'll be right back. Yeah, so basically how Charlie and, you know, Vi really have like a deep relationship, like that was really interesting to me. And like I said, how that affects her personality to this day, you know, she's still calculating. Now, this is how I feel about the whole Remy situation. I just feel like what he said was valid, but I feel like he delivered it in the wrong way, okay? Because, yeah, I just, you know, because this is my thing. Like I said, he ain't had no problem with her money when she was buying that sugar cane from him. You know, her money is financing a lot of stuff, and she haven't made a quarter back, okay? And, you know, it's like, it's almost like he's upset with her for not being whatever he has put in her mind that she was gonna be, you know, like in real life, you know, when he finally met her, because he's like, I heard all these things about you or whatever. But it's like, just because you heard stuff about somebody don't mean, you know, it's true. Like, it don't mean that she's gonna be like that. You have to get to know people for them. Like, I was a little confused. I didn't really like the way he came at her. I didn't appreciate that, you know. And you know, on top of that, all the stuff that happened right before that, you know. So it was just bad timing on top of it. Child, on top of everything, it was just really bad timing, honey. It was bad timing. So that was pretty interesting. And like I said, you have Ralph Angel and Darla. Now I told y'all Darla was gonna leave Ralph Angel. I think she's gonna end up leaving Ralph Angel because, like I said, I think she's gonna kind of come into herself a little bit, and she's going to you know, become a little bit more independent because, like I said, y'all, they really don't even know each other like that. There's so many things that, you know, they don't even know about each other. So you know, I thought it was very unfair of him to do her like that, to try to make her choose between him and Charlie. To try to make her choose between him and Charlie. I thought that was pretty unfair of him to do that to her because, you know, they need money. And like she said, she just lost the job because she came to help them pick them flies off the sugar cane. So, you know, she have to be a responsible adult. You know, you can't just run off. And it's just like Ralph Angel always needs somebody to cheerlead him on. I mean, his daddy was a cheerleader. Obviously, when he was alive, his dad was his cheerleader. Okay, and now we have Darla, you know, but Darla ain't all the way right herself, you know, so you know what I'm saying. He gonna have to you know, Ralph Angel gonna have to learn how to stand up for himself. Now he did stand up for himself a little bit, and I was happy about that, you know, because listen, I mean, and it was like when they was ganging up on him, I was like, dang, you know, say something, boy. Don't let him just talk to you any kind of way, you know. So that was pretty interesting. What else did I see? I think Charlie and Davis are going to get back together for sure. I absolutely think so. And I think this is why I don't think it's going to last, because I don't think Davis has changed or anything like that. And I think he might miss Charlie, okay? Because, I mean, if you think about it, you with somebody like Charlie, she going to have your business on point at all times. Do you hear me? At all times. Everything going to be together. So, I think he missed that. I think he probably just missed the family, you know? Because, you know, even though he was a hoe, he kept her around for, you know, for some reason. So, I think he missed his family or whatever. So, I think that, you know, because her and Remy have fallen out, I think that her and him, he just gonna happen to look up and catch on a vulnerable tip. And, you know, they might get together once or twice, but I don't think they're gonna, like, be together. But I think it's gonna mess up her story with this reporter guy. So this should be pretty interesting how this storyline develops or whatever with this story. Yeah, speaking of this article, you know, Charlie, at the end of the episode, I thought it was a powerful scene. I love the way that it was shot when they had her, you know, frantically trying to think of an answer to the question the reporter was asking her. And so, and for that, like, one moment, we had a little moment of vulnerability from Charlie that we usually don't see at all, okay? So I really enjoyed that moment coming from her, this episode. Like, that was pretty cool to me. So yeah, let me see what else happened. Child, what else happened? Oh, I want to say everybody is really reacting out of hurt in this episode. What touched me the most was the argument. Oh my God, y'all. When Ralph Angel and Nova were arguing, I was like, don't say that. You know, like when you get in horrible arguments with people, like I can confess, I done been in horrible arguments with my sister before. You know, we've gotten awful arguments. You know how you get in arguments with a family member, you will let the tongue fly. You know, with the family member, you gonna say everything, you know. Everything, child, you want to say, honey. You gonna let it go. So it's been times, you know, where, you know, so when they was arguing, I was just like, oh my God, please, you know, don't say that. When she said, you know, daddy didn't even commit to mama until she was pregnant with you, I was like, oh my God, y'all going too far. You know, some things, you know, it's gonna be hard to take back or hard to get over. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah, so, you know, overall, I thought it was a really, really good episode. Like I said, this is probably my favorite episode of the whole series, because it was so powerful to see that, you know, even though they hold Ernest in this very high esteem as such a great man, that, you know, they still, I mean, he wasn't perfect, you know what I'm saying, and he was flawed. So And then, I mean, what they were, another thing when they were talking about, you know, he could have wrote this letter when you were in jail. You know, they all had valid points. I mean, it wasn't like what they were saying couldn't be true. He could have wrote it when he first got out of jail. And or when he, you know, and felt like, you know, he needed a little pick me up, he was feeling some type of way. Why didn't he turn it into the lawyer? I asked that question on the video. Y'all remember why didn't he turn the paper in? Why didn't he get it notarized? Why didn't he, you know, do that part of take care of that part of the business? Even though in Louisiana it's legal. If it's a piece of paper and it's written and it's dated and signed, that means it's legal. So, you know, FYI, folks. You can't write your will on a piece of paper. So it still counts as a legal document. What's wrong? What's wrong? What's wrong? Okay, calm down. He's so extra, y'all. He wants to come back up now, I'm sure. He won't come back. See, this is what he do. It's like a cycle. He gets up here, he plays, and then he gets bored and he wants to get back down. That's how kids are, I guess. They just... Yeah, I'm just an auntie. Like, I don't have kids, you know. I mean, they're cute, but I don't have them. So, my God, he's kissing my back now. It's my nephew. I love him to death. When his foot slip out his hole, he's gonna be like, ah! Watch, it's gonna be funny. But yeah. Anywho, it was a good episode. I want to hear your thoughts. I think I hit everything I wanted to talk about. Yeah. So, don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, share this video. I know it's a little all over the place. Say bye, Wes. Bless, Lord. That's my other nephew. Say bye, Julian. Bye, Julian. Say bye. Wave. Go bye-bye. Bye-bye. Okay, y'all. See y'all next week. Peace.